Did Kanye West backslide, or was he ever in the faith to begin with? Did Kanye West backslide, or were he ever in the faith to begin with? That's a good question. I saw something today about Kanye West. About him and his music. And I've been watching him as of late. He's got another wife. That's fine. No, it's not really fine, but we're going to look at all this. Kanye came out a few years ago claiming to have gotten saved, and I think he claimed to be a preacher. He even went and recorded a gospel album and started to go on tour around the country. For a while, he was pushing and promoting Donald Trump. Then he started pushing and promoting himself. I think the first time around, he came out and jumped on the Trump wagon and started promoting Trump for president. Then he started promoting himself for president. He so-called ran for president of the United States. But at first, he came out in support of Donald Trump, claiming he had changed his life. He got saved and became a preacher. He went to Jamal Bryant Church and put on his sideshow. I don't think it was much of preaching. It was just much of performing. But I'm looking at Kanye West now, and I'm asking the question: did Kanye West backslide, or was he ever in the faith from the jump? From the point that he claimed that he was changed and got saved and became a preacher. Second Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Jesus Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. Reprobates are those who was born again, and at some point they started to slip away and refuse to turn back to Christ, to come back, and after so many warnings and so many, you become a reprobate. God stopped trying to send you warnings. He stopped speaking to you. You determined to go the other way for whatever reason. Determined to do things your own way. Rail against God to give you up. A lot of people say, well, and there are scriptures where it say God would take you out, but then again, God would give you up and let you go on out there and live for the devil. Because sooner or later, you got to come back to him anyway through judgment. And when you face him at judgment, it's going to be too late. That's a reprobate. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. That's the part I want to look at. We have to examine ourselves. The apostles warned and preached against false prophets and being tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine that come around, and by every and being and knowing false prophets, and not to follow not to follow false prophets. I never, unlike a lot of Christians that we have in the world today, I've never been the one to take to everybody that come along claiming to be a mouthpiece for God. Never. Churches that I grew up going to when I became a young man, started churches, I never took to everybody like a lot of people in my family. Everybody come along. Churches. Everybody come along. Oh, he's such a good pastor. He's such a good. And before you know it, he ended up cutting up. God always have been I always have been like, I never took to people too quick in my life. I always sit back and watch and observe people, especially in the church. But like I said, I got family members. They don't. Everybody come along. They take to him. New pastor coming to the church. Oh, he come in giving money away, doing this. All you trying to do is win the people over. 5, 6, 7 years down the road, they can't get rid of him. Kanye saw opportunity. He jumped on the Trump wagon, not really because he believed in Trump and he just saw opportunity to capitalize, to make some money. That's what he saw. Just like a lot of conservative, so-called conservative Christians, broadcasters now that rode to fame, like Brandon Tatum and all them, Candace Owen, all them. They saw opportunity, and they jumped on it. Especially Brandon Tatum. He built his personality. He built his reputation on catering to those of the Republican base. It's big money. A lot of them, especially when Trump came around, they capitalized on that. A lot of them went from 0 to 100. Look at Brandon Tatum. Big now. He tapped into the base. He jumped on that bandwagon. I never liked Brandon Tatum. All the story that he covered, Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery, all the cases he covered. He butchered those intentionally. Spoke deceitfulness, intentionally said stuff about those victims that favor the base that he was tapping into. He capitalized on it. The so-called conservative Christians don't like Black Lives Matter. I'm not for Black Lives Matter. I don't care nothing about them. I don't belong to no organization. But they hate Black Lives Matter, but created a movement, Blue Lives Matter. But Blue Lives been abusing and deleting Black lives and brown lives long before social media took off. Police brutality been going on in the predominantly Black neighborhood areas. The blue light people were not there trying to bring attention to the abuse. It was like, okay, well, this happened. They didn't care. They just started caring about it until Black Lives Matter came around. Then, okay, well, Blue Lives Matter. But Black people been complaining about police brutality going back ages. It was just ignored, swept under the rug. We getting a taste of this now. Down in Jackson, Mississippi, where I'm from, Black people of color, still getting attacked by police in rural areas and places like that. Now, Blue Lives Matter didn't organize till some years after Black Lives Matter, and it was just to go against the grain. They didn't give a damn. They didn't care. When they were sitting at home watching how police was out there attacking Black folks and getting brutalized at traffic stops, they didn't care. Only thing they care about was the police. They ignored it. Support the police. Support the police. No matter what, support the cops. This is how Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens grew their base. They jumped on the Trump wagon. They jumped on that market. That's what Kanye West did. He jumped in that market. He saw opportunity, and they capitalized on it. Kanye West not a preacher. That man ain't a god. I don't have no ill will against Kanye West. I don't dislike him. I'm just looking at him through the Bible. He went out and started putting them sideshows on in them churches. A lot of churches wouldn't let him come. And I was the one saying he shouldn't be going. But Jamal Bryant was one of the church that opened him. That opened the door gladly to him. Let that sideshow come in. But Jamal Bryant is a sideshow anyway. His church is nothing but a sideshow. Examine yourselves. Now, anybody else outside of being a preacher, I probably wouldn't attack. I wouldn't say nothing about it. But they have so many people in this country that claim to be preachers, but they not standing with the Bible. Jesus said, a man put his hand to the gospel plow and look back, not fit for the kingdom. That's over there in Luke. Jesus said it. So don't get mad when somebody come along and repeat what Jesus said. Kanye divorced his wife. Now he got another woman, married to another lady. Still making rap music, still producing albums and putting out music. Not glorifying God. Ain't talking about God. He saw opportunity. Examine yourself, whether you be in the faith. Prove your own self. It's easy to make that call. A lot of preachers that's pastoring churches right today are not pastors. They ain't in the faith. They not in the faith. They posing as preachers of God. They in it for self. It's not hard. We can look at this. They in it for self. Kanye put that gospel album out. The gullible conservative Christians jump to everybody's side that support the Republicans. If you black, you support the Republicans, the conservative party, especially Trump, they're going to love you. They're going to support you. Them people going to support you. Look how quick Brandon Tatum rose up. He came out and started supporting Trump and going against and going with the people and going against his own folks. The man's up there and just destroyed Ahmaud Arbery. He did the same thing. He did that. He did all the building, trying to destroy people's character, destroying them just to build a base, just to build his following. The police in this country, yeah, you have good police, and you always have always have had bad police. But when social media came around and the stuff started coming to the light, how people were getting abused by the police and stuff like that. Now, they just hate the cops. They just hate police. They just hate this. Use that reverse race card. I'm not a race baiter. I love everybody, but I believe that racism still exists. And it does. It do. I see it. I have cops in the past try to put me in a position to do something crazy at a traffic stop. Even in this truck. They'll try to get you to do something and act in a way that will cause you to do something crazy so they get them a reason. But the good Lord don't do nothing. You know, I thank God for police. Thank God for cops, but we can't ignore the issues and see what and ignore and like it's not a problem. Still to this day, it is. You have racist cops patrolling states, counties, locals. Hateful cops. Can't ignore that. A lot of people do get beat up by the police. A lot of innocent people are abused and attacked by police. Cops. Plenty of stories of cops shooting people in the back. We gonna ignore this? Cops been doing stuff dirty. Look what they did to Elijah McClain. But some of us want us to believe that the stuff don't happen. It's not real. It don't happen today. Yes, it does. And it's going to continue to happen. Why we don't hear that many stories of black cops doing a lot of stuff to white folk, white victims, white people. But we always hear about white cops pretty much doing whatever they want to black people and try to cover it up. They've been doing it. Kanye saw opportunity and he capitalized on it. The man living in adultery right now, married to a second wife. I've been married to my wife 25 plus years. I can speak on this. Rich people don't have no bond. It's hard for rich folks to keep a married life. That's why you see so many celebrities done been divorced 2 and 3 and 4 times. They have nothing to bond them together. All right, I can have a baby, have a baby. All right, I can support my children. I got enough money. I'm a billionaire. I'm a triple billionaire. I can do this. I'm a millionaire. I just go off and get me another wife. Did Kanye West backslide, or was he ever in the faith to begin with? You said you've been changed, God saved, then 3 years later, you back to doing what you were doing before you confessed to be changed. I got to compare you to the scriptures. Especially you come out and saying you a man or a preacher. I have to examine that. But I don't think he's been out there in a long time since his little era. So it's not like he bouncing back and forth. He just capitalized on that opportunity, put that gospel album out. It went to #1. That's all it was about. Conservative people, the conservative white Christians bought his music. That base supported him, as well as a lot of hip-hop people. They support. He capitalized on that. That's all it was. That was a business move. That was a business move for him. That's all it was.